It's the 2021 Las Vegas Sun High School Football Media Day. We're at the beautiful Red Rock Resort in Summerlin. Shout out to our sponsors, New World Graphics. They remind you don't blend in, stand out. They do custom shirt printing and embroidery, including all the shirts that our athletes are getting here today. This is the Silverado High Skyhawks, longtime coach Andy Ostalaza, Donovan Pilat,
yes, sir,
and quarterback Brandon Tennell. Coach, it's got to be good just to be back on the field after the pandemic year. How excited are the kids simply to be having a football practice to go to?
Well, I think we have to give credit to our school district first to let us even have spring ball for the first time, have a padded spring ball. So that added a ton of excitement to everybody to be able to have contact practices back then. Obviously, being away for this long and not having any competition. I think that's the biggest thing the kids miss is the actual competition itself.
Yeah, another reason a lot of your peers are speaking of excitement is the reimagined 4A. You guys are staying in the 4A, and a lot of folks say that you guys have a chance to compete for a state championship, make a deep playoff run. How does that excitement help you guys in the summer?
Well, obviously, I know what our expectations are for our kids. I think, the previous season, since we started so many underclassmen, a lot of them are coming back. I think there's a lot of confidence going into the season. With that said, if I'm any coach from whatever team in the 4A, I have to think I can win the state championship. The reality is for years now, a lot of teams are going into the seasons with not having that expectation. But every team in the 4A, it doesn't matter who they are, I have to think that their kids, their coaches, their schools, they have to be thinking that they can win it all.
Yeah, Coach, one narrative that we expect to hear a lot today is that, hey, listen, we've got a lot of kids who've never played varsity football. And there's an adjustment, right? You're used to playing Pop Warner or JV, which are afternoon games. Friday Night Lights, there's a change. But Silverado's different. You got a lot of kids who played 2 years ago. How many, and how does that help when you guys are looking to get a quick start?
Well, we're returning 11 starters. Our offense, with our quarterback, receivers, a couple of our linemen, our running back. Obviously offensively, we think we have quite a bit. Defensively, we return another 4. That, I think, is probably one of the big advantages we have going in.
Mm-hmm.
And then just because, obviously we've been away for so long, more kids have wanted to participate. We have bigger numbers out for our varsity team than we've had in years.
Yeah. Brandon, usually when you lose a playoff game you might have were projected to win, that kind of fuels your desire to train in the off season.
Yes, sir.
When that playoff game was in 2019 and you've had all this time to let it marinate, how does that kind of motivate you? Because everybody thought you guys were going to win that game, and obviously you lost first round exit. How's that loss kind of motivated you through the pandemic and getting ready for this year?
Well, of course, that loss was devastating. I mean, it was my first time in a high school varsity playoff game. And going into the summer, it was just like, you got to work harder. And of course, we were by ourselves. We weren't having team practices. So it was basically my brother and I pumping iron in the garage just as hard as we can, 4 hours a day for this whole summer. And then we got to come back with our team late last year. And throughout the year, we've been building. And everything's just been this train that's not been stopped yet, and I don't think it'll stop anytime soon.
Yeah, Brandon, tell us about the offense. I know Coach O likes to run the rock a lot. How are you guys going to get that balance this year with the passing attack?
Well, of course, last season we had the best running back in the state. And of course he graduated, so this year we're definitely more balanced. We have more skills on the wideouts, more skills in the slot receivers, the wideout receivers, our running backs. Like we have Christian McCaffrey 2.0 over here, that's 6'3". And then it's just going to be, I think it's going to be a great season offensive-wise because we have a much more balanced offense.
Sure. Donovan, tell us what are some of the strengths of the team, why you think you guys are going to have a success this season.
we have great chemistry. We mesh well together. We communicate a lot. We fly around. We have fun. All sorts of stuff like that.
Sure. you know, when the schedule comes out, a lot of us kind of look at it and circle dates. Oh, I can't wait to see Team A play Team B. And I'm sure it's the same way for students. When you get that schedule, Donovan, was there like, oh boy, we're playing this team, I cannot wait, this is the game. What team do you look forward to playing and why?
I think for me personally, not really. It's just like take a week by week type of thing. And if we take it week by week, we can advance later in the season and later in the year.
Wow, what a mature answer. Coach, you coached them up well, that's very good. Coach, usually we talk after the first game and you'll tell us about a lot of penalties. Considering there's been this huge gap in games, how do you, I guess, get everybody caught up to speed? I mean, you're a teacher after all, right? You're an educator. How do you get the kids caught up to speed, or do you think this year it might take a few more weeks into the season?
Football-wise, the X's and O's, I don't think there's going to be there's not going to be that much of a learning curve that we have to get past. It's more of game conditioning. That's, you know, me going into this season is our biggest concern is because they have not played in 2 years. The game shape, it's going to take, I think, all the way to a league to get everybody ready. So, you know, we're going to use, and you know, because we do have, to me, 4 real tough 4A opponents to start the year, that's going to help us out going into league.
Alrighty, this is the Silverado High Skyhawks, one of the favorites in the 4A at our media day. Again, shout out to New World Graphics. Don't blend in, stand out. Good luck, fellas.